y'all, welcome back to the channel, me and Car Keys. Hold on. Let's do that over. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, me and Car Keys. So today's video, that's how you do it. Today's video is about yesterday's video where, unfortunately, I screwed up. You look there, that one stripped through there. And now we're leaking here. I screwed up. So we are changing out transmission fluid, and what happened was I over tightened the bolt, which led to this. Yeah, the bolt snapped off. So it's my fault. I can't blame it on anybody else. I want to blame it on another YouTuber because he kind of gave out some specs for torque specs, and I followed it. So I kind of want to blame him, but it's actually my fault. I should have known better. 80 foot-pounds of torque is way too much, but I was distracted. I didn't feel well yesterday. I still don't feel well, and I was trying to hurry up and get it done. So it's all my fault. So learn from my mistakes. And then you can't trust these YouTuber guys anyway, you know. So what we have to do today is we have to do it all over again. Now, there's good news and there's bad news. Good news is I already have another gasket. So the problem was when I over tightened it, the gasket, which is metal, probably just completely snapped in half, which is why it's leaking, and it's still leaking right now. It's very slow, but the minute you crank it up, it's probably gonna just like spew out. So we have another gasket, and the one we have now is rubber, and I already had the gasket. It came with the filter, and I just didn't use it yesterday, which also, anyway, so we're gonna use the new gasket, which is rubber. That's the good news. The bad news is I only have a couple hours to do this because I have to go to work. So we have to get this done. Good news about that also is that I just did it yesterday, so I know how to do it. And I'm not gonna film the whole thing, so it's not gonna take as much time. So it should be quick. So ready, set, go. We have our rubber gasket here. We also have our new drain pan here. We got a long ways drain pan, so this one should work a little better. Yeah. Now before we get started, I want to show you the bolt again. There's the one I broke. It's coming out the top, but there's just no room, so I don't know how we're gonna get that out. If you see there in the front, that's where it's leaking. This whole side was leaking yesterday, but it was slow just like that, so yeah. Hey, I was really concerned about getting this bolt out, and I figured I should probably start there first. Resilience. Got it. Yeah, I was about to give up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was about to give up because I didn't know what else to do. I said a quick prayer, and it actually started moving. I kid you not. I thank God for this because I was like, I'm not kidding. I was about to give up. Look, let's keep going. And by the way, it's been 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to get this thing out. I need a lift. I'm talking about resilience. You gotta imagine this. You're laying on your back on the ground under a vehicle. This much. Look at this. How bad this looks. And you're just sitting there with a lock pliers, and you literally lock on there and turn that much. Not even a quarter turn just to get this off. It took me 2 hours to get this out of the transmission. This is ridiculous. But thank God we got it off. All right, work. Found our culprit. It was well, I'm actually the culprit because I tightened it too much, but the gasket failed right there. If you can see, it's starting to bend there. It also has the same addition on this side, but this side's not bent. This side is. This is actually where it's sitting up like this. Is actually where the fluid started to come out. All right, so here's our rubber gasket, and I'm starting to think if whether or not this metal gasket had more rubber on the outside, and if that also might be the cause of why it failed. The only issue with that, it wasn't leaking before I changed it. So if you look here, there's much more rubber on the inside of the rubber gasket if you line up the hose than there would be on the metal gasket. So I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead with the rubber gasket, see what happens. So the good thing about this is that we can still use this transmission fluid because it hadn't been ran through the truck yet. We hadn't started it up or anything. So we're gonna funnel it back into our container here and put it back in the truck. I just show y'all where we are. We're almost there, y'all. We are working. So, like I said, this was my fault, this whole issue. It's supposed to be torqued down to 8 to 10 is the number. 8 to 10 foot-pounds of torque. I did 80. 80 is what I did. I saw it on somebody else's channel. It's my fault. I should have known better. That's way too much. I should have known that. But anyway, so I haven't torqued it down yet. I just hand tightened it. This is our new bolt. It is longer than the rest of them. So the rest of them are about 1 inch long. This one is 1.5 inches long. It's the only one I can find at the store. So we're gonna use that one. I didn't tighten it all the way in. It started to get real rough to tighten, so I just kind of left it there. And you can see it coming through the top there, which is good enough for me. We're gonna leave it just like that. We'll come back and we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep checking on it. I'm gonna clean all this up with some brake clean so I can make sure I can see where it's leaking. And we'll be good to go. We'll put our fluid in. Let's go. At this point, yesterday, we were already leaking transmission fluid everywhere. So no leaks so far. Everything looks good. And we are good to start it up. All right. Sounds a little weird on startup, but all right. I'm gonna let it run for about 5-10 minutes. Kind of let it run, then we'll come back and we'll go through the gears, put in each gear for about 10-15 seconds, and then cut it off, and then we'll probably start up and do it again. We need to get it to we need to get it to like a warmer temperature. It's already cold, so we'll just let it run for a minute. It is, temperature gauge is, where we at? Yep, we're about normal temperature gauge. So we can go ahead and check it again. When it started up, it kind of gave like a weird, like a, ooh, and I was like, whoa, what was that? It didn't sound normal. And then it kind of, it started running as normal. And as it warmed up and idled up, it was doing a weird idle thing where it was, at idle, and then it goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. And it did it like every, maybe 15 seconds. And it sounded like it was gonna cut off, so I'm not really sure if that's part of the process or not. Now I had it on a jack still, and I just lowered it down, and it slowly started to go away. So I don't know if it's part of the process. Y'all let me know if this is part of the process or not. It's fine now. It stopped doing it probably about 30 seconds ago, and it's been running like normal now. So is that idle? Everything seems pretty normal. So it seems like it's a lot quieter than normal. Anyway, there are no leaks. See that? No leaks whatsoever all the way around. So it should be good to go. I'm gonna check this dipstick real quick and see where it's at. And then we'll go through the gears first. Forgot we need to go through the gears first. So we'll go through the gears and then we'll check it and see where we're at. Man, I gotta get me a lift in the garage. This is not gonna work. Around here while it's running, this converter is hot, all right? Very hot, so don't touch it. Gloves, shield, whatever you need to do not touch it. It is hot, hot. And yeah. It's dry as a bone. Oh, there's a little bit on that side, but it's super dry. Which means we need more transmission fluid. All right. Happy I checked it. There we go. Right at beat. We're gonna stop there. Put it back in. Put our bolt back in. And we're good to go. Now we are on our first drive since we finished the whole procedure here. And it's riding really smooth, I must say that, y'all. The shifts are smooth. Acceleration is amazing. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's riding a lot smoother than it has been in the last couple months. As a matter of fact, this feels how I felt when I first got this truck. The only thing I noticed is that I was sitting at a red light just now, and it was idling very, very soft, very quiet, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, like I said, it was very, very quiet, almost as if you couldn't tell that the truck was on. Either way, this has definitely been worth the hassle, the headache that I went through. This has been worth it to feel the way this feels. This feels smooth. So if you have any vibrations or anything going on with your truck, try to do a transmission fluid change and see if that makes a difference. Because for me, this is like day and night. Thank God for this moment, because this is like day and night. Now, our temperature right now is at 136. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. It'll probably get closer to maybe like 170, 180 by the time we get to where we're going. But yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. Y'all, welcome back. It has been an entire week. I went to edit this video and then realized I didn't actually finished the video. So it's been a lot going on. Hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. Hope you got time to spend with your families. Hope you ate well. So let's talk about the F150. The F150 is running amazing, right? We finished the transmission fluid change and it's made a world of a difference. So it is somewhat fixed, but not all the way fixed. We'll get into that in just a minute. But first off, I want to give a big shout out to you guys, the Motivation crew. You guys are amazing. I've been reading the comments. I've been trying to respond to all the comments. If I haven't responded to it, I will get to it. Thank you guys, because y'all have been an amazing help. Y'all given a lot of encouragement, a lot of motivation. That's why I call y'all the Motivation crew, because that's what we're here for, right? So let's talk about the truck. There's a couple tips and takeaways I want to give from doing a transmission fluid change. First of all, I highly recommend it, right? If you had your truck for a long time, I highly recommend you doing the transmission fluid change. It has made a world of difference. It is shifting a lot better, a lot smoother. Horsepower even feels different. The acceleration feels different. Everything feels different. It feels better, feels smoother. So I highly recommend it. Now we can get into when you're supposed to change your transmission fluid. Put in the comments below, let me know, right? Because a lot of people, depending on who you ask, it could vary, right? So I don't even know what Ford recommends. My manual didn't tell me when to change the transmission fluid. So put in the comments below, let me know what you think. Now, as far as the transmission fluid that we used, it was by Motorcraft. It's called Mercon LV. LV stands for low viscosity. It's the only one that's recommended by Ford. It says it on your dipstick, so highly recommend you use that one. So let's talk about transmission fluid for a second. As you saw, the one I took out was kind of brownish. Transmission fluid is red. It's like a deep red color, and that's what it looks like when it's clean. So I took out about 6 quarts. It's about 6 quarts that came out, and as I filled it up, it was 6 quarts that ended up going back in. And now the way I filled it up was I filled it up till it overflowed while the truck was off. Then I turned on the truck, I ran through the gears, noticed that there was nothing on the dipstick. So I ended up filling probably another quart in, so it ended up being a total of 6 quarts. Let's talk about the dipstick. So I spoke to a Ford mechanic, and he told me that on the dipstick it shows A and B. Now the Ford manual tells you that there is no dipstick, but it does have a dipstick. I don't understand. It was really confusing. But the Ford mechanic told me that when you refill your transmission fluid, it should be showing on A. When you put the dipstick in, you should have fluid on A. Once you run through the gears and you go back to refill some more, it should be showing on B. So if you look at the video, when I filled up the first time, I ran through the gears. While the truck was running, I checked the dipstick and it was completely dry. So I refilled it again until it was showing on B. And on my dipstick, it was showing right between A and B, which is where it should be, according to a Ford mechanic. So let's talk about another mistake I made, and that is with the gasket. So yeah, when I bought the filter, the new filter came with a gasket. It came in a combo pack right off of Amazon, and I put it in the link in the description below if you need it. The mistake I made was not using the new gasket, because the old gasket was metal or aluminum, and it was reusable. However, why not change the gasket? It can't hurt anything to have a new gasket, and that's always been my rule of thumb anyway. If you're changing a pan or something like that and it comes with a gasket, always use a new gasket. So as you saw, the new gasket was rubber, and it was a little bit wider than the old gasket. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but why not use the new gasket? So the next tip I want to give is for the actual transmission fluid pan. Now, Ford did not put a drain plug on the pan, and I'm starting to think they did it on purpose, because they don't actually want you touching your transmission for any reason, any way, shape, or form. And I think it's probably because people like me are going to come and screw it up. So I'm pretty sure that's why they put it on there. They want you to bring it to them for servicing. So if you can, buy a new pan, right? I had one in the cart on Amazon before I did this whole thing. I had one in the cart. It was $41. I still remember it. And I said, all right, I'm spending enough money on this project already. I don't want to spend another $41 on a pan. And through all this, I wish I had. Think about it, if you have a drain plug and you can drain the transmission fluid out first and then take the pan off through the bolts, it would be less of a mess, right? Which makes a lot of sense. And several of you said it in the comments. I do appreciate you for saying that, because I was thinking the same thing, and I should have listened from the get-go. So that would help you out a whole lot. Would you believe this whole thing actually started as a tire issue? Not a transmission issue, a tire issue. And big thanks to you guys, the Motivation crew. Y'all pointed out that I might have a bigger issue than just tires, and I'm really thankful to you guys, because if it wasn't for y'all, I would not have known that I was having a bigger issue than I knew about. And it probably could have caused a catastrophic issue in the future. So big thanks to you guys. Like I said, Motivation crew. So I was getting 2 different vibrations, and I started to notice it after somebody pointed out. I was getting 2 different vibrations. One was kind of like in your back, in your seat, and one was in your foot pedal. The one in the foot pedal is still there. So I do still have a tire issue. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do about that, but the other shutter that I was getting, the transmission shutter or torque converter shutter, that is completely gone. So this was a huge huge win, huge fix. Once again, thanks to you guys. So if you're experiencing any type of shudder in your vehicle and you notice your truck's not shifting like it should, or you put it in reverse or you put it in drive and it takes a second to actually engage, check your transmission out, right? Check your transmission fluid. That might be the fix. Change transmission fluid and see how it goes. So once again, thanks for watching another video on me and Car Keys channel. I do encourage you to change out your transmission fluid if you can, and I encourage you to do it yourself because it will save you a world of money. From what I'm being told, a transmission fluid change is very expensive when it comes to Ford actually doing it for you. Another thing I want to point out, and I want y'all to tell me, what's the deal with a transmission flush and why is everybody saying not to do it? Let me know, because it seemed like that would be a lot easier because you get all the transmission fluid out. And let me know. There has to be a reason why everybody's saying not to do a transmission flush. Let me know, put in the comments below. I want to give a big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for all your help. Motivation Crew, that's why I call y'all Motivation Crew, because y'all do what y'all do, all right? Motivation Crew, that's me, that's you. That's what we do, we motivate. So thank you for watching another video on the Me and Car Keys channel. If you have any other tips, any other comments, put in the comments below. I will get to your comment soon enough. Thank you once again. Till next time, please subscribe, and I'll see you.